BBC have brought another couple of articles out on Ozempic, so I just wanted to cover them really quickly. Before I do that, do me a massive favor. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, especially if you're a returning viewer. It means you like what I'm doing, but you're not hitting subscribe. Why aren't you hitting subscribe? Just hit subscribe. It'll really help me out. And now let's get on with the video. So in the last previous videos, I've been doing quite a lot on this. It's a subject that I'm diving right into because it is affecting our industry, but more importantly, it's affecting people's health who don't need to be on the drug. So let's get into it. So one of the reports that came out on the BBC was about how fast the weight comes back on post being on Ozempic. We know a bit more about it now, so it's not just a case of, oh, I've gone on Ozempic, I've lost a lot of weight, and when I come off the drug, I feel really, really hungry because I've been malnourished for however long you've been on the drug. There's much more to it than that. There's a negative feedback loop they believe that happens, that when you take in the drug, your body thinks it does not need to release its own GLP-1 hormones, so it doesn't. So you're not only do you come off the drug and feel really, really hungry because you haven't eaten very much for quite a bit of time, but you haven't got the necessary tools to counteract that hunger, making it much harder. Now, I don't want to make assumptions, but that tells me that the people who have likely gone on the medication to lose weight have probably been people that struggled with their calorie maintenance anyway. So coming off them to have this effect happen is probably the reason why they gain weight so quickly. But let's have a look at what this article said about how quickly. So slimmers who come off the weight loss injections, such as Mounjaro or Wegovy, can regain their lost pounds 4 times faster than those who stop conventional dieting and exercise, new research suggests. It's a small data point, I will admit, so anyone who's looking at this and wants to scrutinize it properly will look and say, well, there's not a huge data point and it hasn't been tested on the masses. Fair enough. This is enough of a point that you can at least have a look at it, and there's enough anecdotal evidence out there from people who we've talked to, and I guess everyone has talked to suggest that this is probably true, or at least has some level of truth. So it says data published in the British Medical Journal suggests overweight people shed large amounts when using the jabs. We know that. You eat, you take the jab, you don't feel hungry, you don't eat, you lose weight. About a fifth of their body weight. That's a lot, right? But once they quit, they regain about 0.k every month on average. So not only do you get, I mean, that's about 6 months, right? So in about 6 months, you gain the weight back and more, 4 times faster, like it said, than on conventional ways of dieting. So you've really got to think about it. If you're bypassing the NHS's advice, if you don't need to be on the medication, you're getting it yourself, really, really keep this in mind. That's from the weight gain perspective, but I want to talk about another article that came out in the last couple of days, and it's the warnings of potential pancreatitis. And I don't know if any of you know what pancreatitis is. I didn't have a great deal of knowledge on it myself, still don't really, but from what I understand, it is a very unpleasant disease. And if there are risks of getting it because of the weight loss medication, and you don't need to be taking the weight loss jabs for health reasons, you could take control of your own life yourself, I'm going to question why you're doing it, why you're putting your health at risk. So let's delve into this a little bit. People using GLP-1 injections like Wegovy to lose weight should be aware of the rare but real chance of developing severe inflammation of the pancreas known as acute pancreatitis. The symptoms you're looking for include extreme pain in the stomach and back, which does not go away. And although they can't necessarily say that 100% that it was because of the drugs, there's enough evidence to suggest that it's likely happening, with hundreds of reports of acute chronic pancreatitis from people who have taken drugs such as Mounjaro, Ozempic, Wegovy, although, like I said, none can be confirmed as being the cause of the medicine. And there's an estimated amount of 1.6 million adults in England, Wales and Scotland thought to be on the drugs in the last year or so. So that's a big number. And although it says it's relatively rare, with 1.6 million people taking it, the likeliness of a lot of people getting it, we're going to find out that in the weeks and months to come with that many people who have taken and or are taking the medication. So we'll look out for that. Be really careful if you're thinking about taking the medication, especially when your doctor has advised otherwise. But what do I know? Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit subscribe. See you next time.